going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. First up is Rocco. It's a good name. Rocco Vasoli. Who's more important to the offense and who should be given top priority to get paid long-term, Addison or Hockenson? So it's kind of tough because if Hockenson returns to pre-Dirty Kirby Joseph 2023 form, I'll say Hockenson, right? And there is a shortage of high-quality, high-caliber tight ends, but also you factor in Addison is significantly younger than Hockenson, who's then into his age 28 season, right? So also, what about the knee, right? But the Vikings actually set pretty good in terms of alternative options behind them. So the Vikings drafted Ty Felton in the third round. Speedy Naylor, like maybe they re-sign him. It's possible. Maybe Rondale Moore becomes a little something. And Hockenson obviously got Josh Oliver, who re-signed to a 3-year extension behind him, and also performed pretty damn well as tight end one last year. So in terms of priority, right now, I would lean Addison, but also there's a couple factors. Number one, age, as well as I think that the alternative of Oliver to Hockenson is more appealing right now than Felton, Naylor to Addison. Now, that certainly could and should will change going forward, but also you factor in Addison's contract is going to be significantly more than Hockenson. Also, you look into Hockenson, does technically have 3 years left on his deal, but is out of practical guaranteed money after this season, so it could look to be freshened up as he heads into his age 29 season. Also, potentially looking to get one more big-time payday, but his salary is probably going to be in the 17.5, 18 million per year range, and Addison, as he's seen, wide receiver 2 contracts. Can I click the right one, please? There we go. Wide receiver 2 contracts have exploded. I mean, far north of 20 million per year. But either way, I mean, they're both very talented, and the decision will be the decision. And also, I don't think that it'll be mutually exclusive. I think there's a way that they keep both. I think there's a way that both are not part of the future plans, or one or the other. So we'll see. Next. Todd Haysbrook, who are some potential surprise cuts we could see as we get to 53-man rooster? So for me, I think Blake Brandel is 1-1. Now, I think Brandel has trade value. I think that the Vikings could potentially get a late-round draft pick swap out of there. But Brandel, remember, signed a 3-year deal last offseason to be the Vikings starting left guard. Now, to his credit, he was really solid last year when Darrisaw was there. Not so much when Cam Robinson was at left tackle. But he is due a $2.6 million base. $1.65 million of that is fully guaranteed as of right now. But I could easily see them getting to 53-man cuts. Be like, hey, we're going to take you down. Take me down, little Sousa, take me down. We're going to take you down from 2.6 to 1.65, and you can have some incentives that can get you back up to 2.65. Or 2.6 if you do end up playing, which you probably won't. But I don't know. I could see that a pay cut or a cut situation or potentially a trade, like we said. But even if he's cut, he will be signed somewhere else. Like he does have value, so I think that he'll sign to the league minimum, and the Vikings could offset that, so they'd have to eat around $600K in salary there. But otherwise, I don't know. I guess Ty Chandler. It's not really too shocking of a cut. Maybe Rondale, because if Rondale's health isn't up to snuff, and Naylor, Felton, and someone like Lucky Jackson, Thayer Thomas, Tim Jones really step up, you could easily see them moving on in that regard. Brandel, like we mentioned, defensively, I don't know. I guess LDR, except with the eyes of bringing him back onto the practice squad. Gabe Murphy and or Bo Richter, one of the two there. Asama, except that's not too shocking. Cornerback wise, I just don't really see too much in the defensive backfield. So not too many shocking as of right now, but there always is a couple. Next. Sports credit. Who is J.J. McCarthy's current NFL quarterback player comp? So obviously he's not, 6. How tall is Josh Allen? 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"? Somewhere. Actually, let's do that. How tall is Josh Allen? Because I need to know. What's his RAS? Oh, he's 6'5". He seems taller, doesn't he? Yeah, but all right, so like 6'2", Josh Allen, given the athleticism as well as the arm talent. Now, I think that McCarthy obviously was a lot more accurate than Josh Allen was coming into the league, so it's not a one-for-one comp. I think that there was some Stafford comps. I think obviously McCarthy is way more mobile than Stafford ever was, even back in the day with the Lions. But in terms of arm talent, in terms of moxie, in terms of leadership, yeah, I think you honestly could see Matthew Stafford being that dude. And also in terms of temperament and leadership, I know C.J. Stroud had a sophomore slump, but it's really more because of his offensive line and weapons all getting hurt. But Stroud, like, I love his alpha attitude. Like, he is going to lead. He's not going to take any BS. I think that maybe McCarthy's not as rigid, or maybe presents it in a not so binary fashion. But C.J. Stroud's a leader of men. Now, I love the attitude that C.J. Stroud brings. So, attitude of C.J. Stroud, say accuracy and arm of Stafford, arm of mobility of a 6'2" Josh Allen. I think that's pretty fair. And also Tom Brady, the it factor. There you go. Next, Stephen Lacre. Predict the Galah guests for the Vikings home games this year. Which games and the profile for each guest? Can they get Fran Tarkenton back one time? John Randall's slam dunk with Jim Marshall's passing. I think it's important the Vikings spread the honor to the history of the franchise. So I think there should be a couple. First off, Jamie Erdahl. So Jamie Erdahl, Minnesota, born and raised. Good Morning Football. She's fantastic there. So she sounded the Galah horn last year before the Colts game and started a 9-game winning streak. I think we need some of that again. Randy Moss, of course, with his health and beating that and all that stuff. Fans would love to see Randy Moss there. Love to see Anthony Edwards and or Kevin Garnett. That would be fantastic. I think that the wife and the family, Jim Marshall, sounding the Galah horn would be fantastic. But I mean, there's lots of options. Also, our one celebrity, we have 2 celebrity fans, Nick Swartzen and Josh Duhamel. That's it. Have them sound at the same. Have them on retainer to sound it before every single game. That's what we need, right? Also, I'm sort of available. You know what I mean? So we'll sound it, but then we'll drive back down to the South Metro and get back in studio because you want us on this wall. You need us on this wall. That's exactly it. Next. Curb service. Have you ever thought about making a video explaining all of your little quips, abbreviations, and nicknames and stuff? I've always wondered what it is you're saying when you mention a specific writer and say not another name. I've never been able to figure it out, but it's always sounded like Carl something. Absolutely love your content. Please keep it up, Skull. Thank you. So so first off, the first one is Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who is not Carl Gerbman. He's not. That really is it. But I don't know. Like I feel like producer Allie and I have talked about like we should do some sort of glossary because I think that would be fun. The whole back of the day thing, which back in the day was stolen from Jocko podcast because he and Echo Charles joke about that all the time. Jerome, we've talked about, is from poker player Phil Ivey. When he played underage in Atlantic City, he had his fake ID said like Jerome Williams or something like that. Not Junkyard Dog, the basketball player. I think he played at Villanova, but I may be wrong on that. But yeah, Jerome. So on the radio show that I listened to back in the day they called him Philip, Jerome, Horatio, Ezekiel, Ivy. All right, so that's sort of where that got cribbed from. I don't know. Chris Sims, son of Boomer Esiason. That honestly, that is my favorite inside joke because anyone who sees it first off is like, wait a minute, he is not. He's Phil Sims' son. It's great. It's great, man. What's it called when like Common Man talks about this where it's all inside jokes. It's not esoteric, but like you have to build up some compound interest listening to the program to get the jokes, which is good. I don't know, but I mean we could. We got some time. We got about a month before. Hey, July 20th, rookies and quarterbacks back at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. Woo! It's coming up soon, man. Coming up soon. Anyways, that's it. Q&A for this beautiful, wonderful, glorious day. You guys are the absolute best. You know what to do. Skull, production value.